Meowdy.
What's up, guys?
Vino Vixen and Slim Shetty here at Wrapsesh, doing a wrap tutorial / review on Cheetah Wrap film. I don't know how long it's been out now, like 6 years? Maybe? Over 5.
Yeah.
But we actually kind of reviewed their film for them initially and helped them launch it. And I remember we wrapped a 4Runner, which is a very hard vehicle for like bumpers, handles, and mirrors. And we recently saw that 4Runner and it still looks amazing, right?
Yeah.
And we're in Arizona, so we are normally dealing with hotter room temperatures. So we really like low-tack film, and we like relying on film being able to stretch as opposed on relying on the film's glue, like the aggressiveness of the glue.
I like conformability.
Yeah, we like conformability over tack.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather have a low-tack film here in the heat because the tacky films are just really hard to use. And even Cheetah Wrap as a low-tack film, when it's really hot outside, it tacks up.
It can tack up a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
So we like the lower tack stuff in our shop. Keep in mind, if you're installing in the cold, you might have a harder time. There are videos specifically dedicated on how to install in the colder temperatures with the Cheetah Wrap film. But yeah, I would say if you're solo installing or you're in warmer places and you like low tack stuff like Avery, Arlon, those kinds of things, then Cheetah Wrap is freaking great.
It's awesome.
We've done like door jams, we've done a lot of motorcycles and helmets, like we've really pushed the film to the limit and it holds up really well if you know how to use it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna show you guys how to use it. Okay, so from the top, we are wrapping a Ford Mustang. Doing quite the transformation on it, body work, dent repair, like making it look like a brand new car, essentially.
There was quite a few bodywork panels that I had to do, yeah.
Yep.
It was pretty messed up.
So prep is like your biggest step. Keep in mind anything you feel on the surface, you're gonna see through the wrap. For prep, we usually do like a clay bar over the whole surface and then do like an alcohol bath after. So isopropyl and water, diluted water is totally fine. And just make sure that you're like taking a lot of care to clean under seals, behind edges, all those places where you need the wrap edge to stick.
That's the biggest thing that I always have issues with everyone cleaning the vehicles is
they're just hitting the surface.
Everyone thinks that, oh, I'm just gonna wipe the car down and it'll be good. Like you have to literally detail every square inch of this vehicle
3 times.
Even if the film that you're using isn't going to touch that area, if it has dust next to it, it's going to suck it into it. So you really need to clean, like it's a very detailed procedure.
Disassembly is also going to vary by the vehicle and the shop. There's a lot of elements to that. We typically take off bumpers, handles, mirrors, lights, seals, trim, that kind of stuff, but every car is different and it depends on your customer expectations. But usually we like to take things off, wrap around the edge and edge seal, and that's how we're gonna get the most longevity and the most coverage out of our wraps.
Yeah, I don't disassemble every car the same, but yeah.
Everyone's totally different.
Depends on what you're trying to get to and how much coverage you're trying to get.
So keep in mind with this film, the gloss finishes are gonna have a plastic cap sheet. You need to remove that cap sheet as you're cutting film off the roll. Make sure that you store the roll tight with like a piece of tape or something around it, because what can happen with that cap sheet is if it's loose, it can pull the vinyl off the backing paper and cause what they call tunneling, where it's not sticking there anymore.
And then it's unusable.
Yeah.
Because it makes a line right through the film. Even after you install it, you can still see that mark.
So keep that cap sheet tightly rolled when you're storing the roll and remove it as you're cutting film off of the roll is how we usually do it. That cap sheet is not conformable, so I don't usually install on the surface with it.
I don't like installing with it. Some people do. They do just like the flat
main
areas.
part, yeah.
I just don't like it at all. I just use a really nice squeegee edge and some
pink spray.
To, not scratch it up too bad.
Right, and then also keep in mind, aside from the glosses, there are some of their finishes that are gonna be directional. Typically it's gonna be like pearls, shade shifts, and like aluminum finishes. So the best rule of thumb is to cut everything directionally especially with those films. What that means is that when you cut a panel off of the roll, you don't want to turn it this way, you don't want to flip it upside down, which is why they have those logos and the arrows on the backing paper so you can keep track of that. I personally make everything point up towards the rooftop, and I actually mark like an up arrow on every panel as I trim it out. So don't be that guy.
It's good to just get in the habit of doing it all like that, because then you don't say you get one that you don't think is directional and it is.
Oh yeah, I've had like satin black be directional from a different brand. Crazy. Okay, so moving along into install. Keep in mind, we're in Arizona, so we're in warmer temperatures, which is why we like this low tack. If you are installing in your place and it's extremely cold, this film is gonna react different. So there is a separate video from the Wrap Institute on cheetahwrap.com about installing Cheetah Wrap in the cold, okay? This film is low tack, so it's easiest to do like a full pull and a glass out.
Oh yeah, you can glass pretty much anything with this film.
Yeah. Especially if you're solo installing, it's just very easy to move around. But you have to keep in mind that when you want something to tack down, you have to use heat and pressure. Otherwise, you could lay an entire hood with this film and you could literally pull it off if you have not used heat and pressure.
That's the only thing that's gonna actually tack it and anchor it down.
It's meant to not stick until you want it to stick. That's like the biggest complaint I hear with people that don't like Cheetah Wrap.
It doesn't stick.
You didn't use heat or pressure to lock it in place. So yeah, basically lock, if you're pulling a hood, full pull, lock your corners in place with heat and like a wrap glove or something to put pressure down, and then it will stick.
Once it actually locks down, it holds really well. Like I rarely have anything come back and fail with this film.
Yeah, it also stretches very, very well. With it being so thin, like it's very conformable. So we've done a lot of really complex stretches with it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can do pretty much any bumper with this film, and it's awesome.
Yep. When it comes to seams, we typically try to hide seams as an 1/8 inch or a 1/4 inch overlapping seam, depending how much stress is on that particular area. If you hide it on the body line and make it consistent, it's gonna look super duper clean.
Super duper.
Super duper.
You always want to put body line seams on body lines, because the light will actually
hide it.
Yeah, the light line of that body line.
Right. And then after you've laid everything, you obviously want to wrap around the edge as much as you can, trim everything out, or use your knifeless tape to do so. And then you can also use 3M edge sealing tape, which is a 1/2 inch pinstriping tape, comes in gloss or satin. We use that to seal any areas that we feel are stressed or that we just want to edge seal so they're not popping up over time, like under the hood, certain corners that have a lot of stress, behind the doors, that kind of stuff.
And it's not like we're just putting it out in the open either. This is like places where you will
These are back edges that you aren't seeing from the outside of the car, but it's like, I call it wrap insurance, because it's never gonna bottle cap or pop up. Like it's sealed. So same thing we do for like bikes and everything. And then moving forward to post heating, which is a step that a lot of installers skip, and that's where they have failure with this film.
Or bubbles coming up later.
Yes, so post heating, once again, you have to use heat and pressure. I recommend just using a heat gun and like a wrap glove for the pressure. Sometimes I'll even use a Rolly Pro to like hit a surface.
If you do use a squeegee, you have to be careful of causing wrinkles. Because if you're just like going through and pushing bubbles out and it's
you can definitely get a wrinkle.
And you get a bubble that's too hot, you're just gonna fold it.
It's honestly, I think, easier just with a wrap glove, just to push and like heat gun.
Slow.
Yeah, go slow. When you're heating the film up, you're gonna see that air that you missed starts to come up from those air channels. It can hold a lot of air. But if you push on that air, it comes out nicely, really, unless, like he said, it's too hot and you're too quick, you can cause a wrinkle. So be careful about that. Post-heat temperature for Cheetah Wrap, I believe, is right around 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So you need to get to that, it needs to have pressure, and if you do that, it's gonna be freaking golden.
Yeah.
This vehicle in particular, we actually did do a ceramic coating that's made for vinyl on top of the wrap. It looks really, really nice. It's also gonna help with longevity, UV protection, scratch protection, all that fun stuff. And it also kind of saturates the color and makes it look a little bit deeper.
Yeah, it gives it a nice
while
deep
still
color
being
to
that
it.
matte finish.
It's weird. It kind of, you would think you would gloss up a little bit, but once you actually wipe it all off, it does stay very matte. It's just deeper. It's just a deeper color.
thank you guys so much for watching our episode this week on a Cheetah Wrap tutorial. If you want to try out this film, it's available directly on their website at cheetahwrap.com. And if you need more video tutorials and content, you can also go to cheetahwrap.com. There's additional videos from the Wrap Institute on installing, removing the film, installing in cold temperature, dealing with adhesive sanding, which is another video we'll have to tackle.
Yeah, that's always an issue sometimes, especially when it's warm outside.
So lots of really good content there if you guys need help on installing. And make sure to check us out on all of our other socials, Facebook, Instagram, the whole nine.
All those things.
All those things and stuff. Wrapsesh AZ or Vinyl Vixen Wraps, and we will see you soon.
Later.